Hello and welcome. Today's class is to celebrate the Capricorn New Moon. It's all about letting go of the old version of you so that you can move towards a more positive future. It's a nice, slow, gentle class, and we'll begin in a wide child's pose, so taking big toes together and walking the knees wide. And then reaching the arms out in front, sinking the chest towards the mat and bringing the forehead down. And beginning to soften the body. Letting go of any tension through the inner thigh so you can ease bottom towards the heels. Beginning to sink the chest towards the mat. And letting go of the day that you've just had or the day that you are about to have. And beginning to take deeper breaths. So really filling up the lungs. Drawing the breath into the back, expanding through the rib cage, and then slowly releasing, letting go. Seeing how slowly and fully you can make your breaths. And then seeing if with each breath you can pause at the top before you exhale again. So drawing a nice slow inhale, pausing at the top, and then slowly exhaling. Inhale as you expand through the ribs, pausing at the top, and then slowly letting go. And staying with that for a few more breaths. Inhale as you slowly draw prana into the lungs. And then exhale all the way to the bottom. Inhale, expanding through the ribs. Pause. And then slowly releasing. Taking a nice full inhale. Pause at the top. And then slowly exhale. We'll take one more breath like that. Making it the fullest inhale that you can. Pausing. And then slowly exhale all the way to the bottom. And just allowing the breath to regulate again. And then slowly walking both hands over to the right, bringing the left hand on top of the right, and sinking the chest down. Opening through the ribs on the left side. And then taking hands back to center and walking them over to the left. Right hand on top. Easing the bottom to the heels. And then taking hands back to center. And bringing forehead down. And then slowly beginning to walk the hands in towards you. Drawing the knees together and coming up to find all fours. And just taking some nice gentle head circles, taking them in one direction and then the other way. Just slowly releasing the neck and bringing the chin towards the chest. And pausing any areas that you feel are particularly tight. Pause there and breathe into it. And then drawing right ear to right shoulder. Pausing there. Dropping chin to chest. And then left ear to left shoulder. And chin to chest. And then lifting the eye gaze. We'll bring the left hand to the center of the mat. Inhale the right hand to the sky. And exhale, threading underneath, coming onto the shoulder. Bringing palms together and pushing through the bottom elbow. Option to extend the left leg behind, coming onto the ball of the foot, or floating the leg to the sky. And then dropping the left knee, bringing the left palm down, pushing into it to bring you back up. Finding all fours again. And then right hand to the center of the mat. We'll inhale the left hand to the sky. And then exhale, threading the needle, coming onto the left shoulder. Bringing palms together to push through that bottom elbow. Increasing your twist. An option to extend the right leg behind or float the leg to the sky. And then bringing that right knee down, the right palm onto the mat and pushing it into the hand to bring you back up. And then slowly lowering all the way down onto the belly. We'll inhale as we lift the eye gaze, lift the chest. And then exhale, pushing the bottom all the way back to the heels. Inhale as we slowly curl forwards, drawing navel to spine. It's coming down onto the belly. And then exhale, clearing through the mouth as we bring bottom to heels. Inhale, slowly peeling the spine forwards, down onto the belly. And then exhale, clear through the mouth. Inhale, coming all the way forwards, lowering down. And then exhale out through the mouth. And one more time. Inhale, navel to spine, really slowly rolling forwards. And then exhale, clear through the mouth. And then final time, slowly peeling the spine forwards on the inhale and then coming all the way down onto the belly and staying there. And then taking the fingers wide, so we're coming up onto the fingertips and elbows to sky. And then slowly as we inhale, peeling the spine forward, so we're squeezing the glutes, engaging the back of the body, lifting the eye gaze, and then exhale, slowly rolling down. Inhale, so we come all the way to find high cobra, and exhale, roll down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale as we peel the spine up, squeezing those glutes, and exhale down. And then one more time, inhale, head and neck coming up last, and exhale. And then this time we'll inhale as we peel the spine up, and then exhale to look back over the left shoulder, seeing how far around you can take the eye gaze, and then coming back to center. Inhale here, and then exhale to look over the right. And back to center, and slowly rolling down, bringing the forehead onto the back of the hands and shifting the hips left to right. And then lifting the eye gaze, reaching the arms back, palms rotate outwards, and squeezing the glutes, lifting the legs and finding locust pose. So really reaching back with the fingers, squeezing the back of the body, and then coming down, forehead to the back of the hands. And then slowly lifting the eye gaze, reaching back with the arms, palms out, lifting the legs, really reaching back. And release. And then one more time, slowly lifting the eye gaze, lift the chest, reaching back and finding your locust pose, squeezing those glutes. And then release. Forehead to hands and shifting those hips. And then when you're ready, we'll roll onto the right hip and the right forearm, bending the supporting leg, and then lifting the hips, reach the left hand to the sky. Option to float that leg. We'll take a nice big inhale here, and then exhale, threading left arm underneath the waist. Taking the eye gaze to the right. And then inhale, reaching high with the left hand. Exhale, threading underneath. Inhale, hand to sky. Exhale. And one more time, inhale, reaching up, and exhale. And then bringing that left hand down, finding all fours. And just taking a couple of cat-cows to reset the spine. So inhales, we lift the eye gaze, drop the belly. And exhale, push the floor away, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the eye gaze, drop the belly, send tailbone high. And then exhale, pushing the floor away. And then coming back to find a neutral spine. And then coming onto the forearms, interlacing the fingers and finding a low plank. So tucking the toes, lifting the knees, drawing navel to spine and breathing here. And then dropping the knees and coming onto your left hip, the left forearm. Again, supporting leg is bent. We'll lift through the hips, reach right hand to the sky. Option to float that leg. Really drawing up with the waist. We'll take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, threading that arm underneath. Inhale, hand to sky, opening through the body. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lifting that hand. Exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. And then lowering the hip and finding your way back to all fours. We'll take a couple of cat-cows here. So inhale, lift the eye gaze, send the tailbone high. Exhale, navel to spine, drop the head. Inhale, lift the eye gaze. And exhale. And then come back to find a neutral spine. Tucking the toes, push up to find a downward facing dog. And pedal through the feet. Slowly opening up the backs of the legs. And then spreading fingers wide, pushing back for a nice long spine. Heels drop towards the floor. Lifting the pelvic floor, navel to spine. 5 nice long slow breaths here. Constricting the back of the throat to find a Ujjayi breath. Really squeezing the quads to lift the kneecaps. And then slowly walking the hands to the back of the mat and finding a forward fold. Allowing the top half of the body to hang heavy. And then interlacing the fingers behind the head, drawing the elbows towards each other and applying gentle pressure, just slowly rolling all the way to standing. And then as you come up, lifting the eye gaze, drawing the elbows open, lifting through the heart space and finding a back bend. And then releasing with the hands, finding your way to the top of your mat. And taking a couple of breaths into Tadasana, so grounding through all four corners of the feet, palms are facing forwards. Closing down the eyes. And then slowly fluttering the eyes open, bringing hands to heart center, and then shifting the weight into the right foot. Draw the left knee towards the chest, lifting high. We'll inhale here, and then exhale, step back to find high lunge. Hands to sky. Inhale as we draw the knee to the chest. Exhale to high lunge. Inhale as we travel forwards. Exhale, step back. Inhale, knee to chest. And exhale to find your high lunge. And sending that heel towards the mat. Lifting through the heart space, lift the eye gaze. Breathing here. And then taking hold of the left wrist with the right hand. We'll inhale as we extend to the sky. And then exhale, taking it over to the right. Breathing into the side of the body. Taking it back to center. Take hold of the right wrist. Inhale to sky. And exhale over to the left. And coming back to center, reaching high with the fingers, inhale here, and then exhale, open to find a warrior two. Grounding through the back edge of the foot, drawing this knee open, shoulders are relaxed, lifting through the wrists. Lifting the pelvic floor, navel to spine, and drawing the feet away from each other on the mat. Eye gaze forwards. We'll inhale as we fly the warrior, so reaching high, extending the front leg. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale. Inhale as we fly the warrior. Exhale. And one more time, inhale as we reach high. And exhale. Right elbow finds right thigh, left arm sweeps in line with the ear, extended side angle. Option to take it lower. Eye gaze forwards. And then both hands come either side of the front foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot and rock forwards and backwards. And slowly drawing the back leg in to join the front, finding a forward fold. And then interlacing the fingers behind the back of the head, drawing elbows together and slowly rolling all the way to standing. Chin connecting to the chest. And then lifting the eye gaze, lifting the heart, drawing the elbows open. And then finding Tadasana. Drawing navel to spine, lifting Mula Bandha. Grounding through the feet. And then opening the eyes, bringing hands to heart center and shifting the weight into the left foot. Lifting that right knee high. We'll inhale here and then exhale, step back to find a high lunge. Inhale as we travel forwards. Exhale, step back. Inhale forwards. Exhale, step back. And one more time, inhale, knee to chest. And exhale, stepping back to find high lunge. Really sending that back heel towards the floor. Lifting through the chest. And taking hold of the right wrist this time. Inhale to sky. Exhale over to the left. Coming to center, take the left wrist. Inhale to sky. Exhale over to the right. And then coming to center, reaching high with the fingers. Inhale and exhale to find warrior two. Lifting through the wrists, shoulders are relaxed, navel to spine. We'll fly the warrior. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale as we extend that front leg. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale, creating length through the body. And exhale. Elbow finds the left thigh, reaching the arm in line with the ear. Eye gaze forwards. Option to drop lower, keeping the chest open. Grounding through the back edge of that foot. And then hands come either side of the front foot, opening through the hips. And then slowly drawing that back leg in to join the front. Taking the peace fingers around the big toes. We'll inhale to lift the eye gaze, connecting the belly to the thighs. And then exhale, diving forwards, elbows out to the sides. Lengthen back of neck. Five breaths. Soften the knees, look forwards, threading the palms underneath the feet. Inhale and then exhale, folding forwards. Elbows out to sides. And then softening the knees, looking forwards, removing the hands, and then walking the feet together. So bringing heels knees and inner thighs together, squeezing the legs. And then bringing hands to heart center, sitting the weight into the heels. And then twisting towards the left, hooking that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. And pushing into that elbow to increase your twist. Eye gaze to sky. And then lengthening the arms so the back of the right hand comes to the outside of the ankle. And then finding heart center again. And twisting towards the right, hooking that left elbow. And finding your spinal twist. Bringing hands to heart center again if you can. And then slowly lengthening the arms. And then bringing hands to heart center, powering through the legs to bring you back up, reaching palms to sky and finding a back bend. Squeezing the glutes to protect the back. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And then taking feet wide, turning the toes out and beginning to shift the weight left to right. Slowly lengthening the leg and then taking it the other way. And then option to bring the hands down and come onto the heels. So we're finding a modified Skandasana. Really lengthening through the inner thigh. And then slowly shifting the weight to the other side. Again, drawing the toes towards the shin. And then taking it the other way. Bringing hands to heart center if you can. And then final time, walking the hands across. And then coming to center. Walking the feet in a bit closer, turning the toes out, and then slowly drawing the hands up onto the thighs. And we'll take some shoulder dips when you're ready. So inhale as we lift, and then exhale, dip the left shoulder, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, dip the right shoulder, look behind. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. And one more time, inhale to center. And then exhale. And then coming back to center. Taking the toes inwards, so feet are parallel. Taking the hands onto the waist, we'll lift the eye gaze as we inhale. And then exhale, folding forwards. So feet should be parallel. We're drawing the elbows back slightly and tilting the pelvis. Lift the kneecaps, so engage the quads to increase the stretch down the back of the legs. 5 breaths here. And then soften the knees and slowly roll all the way to standing as we inhale and then exhale. And then sweeping the hands behind, interlace the fingers, drawing the shoulder blades together, the heels of the hands. And then inhale as we lift the eye gaze and exhale, fold forwards, bringing hands overhead. 5 breaths here. And then soften the knees. Inhale to bring you all the way back up. And exhale, bringing the feet together. And release the hands. And then we'll come into a balance. So taking the weight into the left knee, drawing the right knee, the left foot, drawing the right knee in towards the chest. Squeezing it nice and close. And just finding your balance, finding your drishti. So fixing your eye gaze. Slowing down the breath. Ooh. And making sure all 4 corners of the supporting foot are connected. And then slowly drawing this knee open. Option to take the big toe. And keeping the focus on the breath. And then drawing the knee back to center. And changing sides. So grounding through the right foot. Drawing the left knee towards the chest. Finding your drishti. And finding your inner calm. And then slowly drawing this knee open. Option to extend. And then slowly drawing knee back to center. And release. And then taking the weight into the left foot again. We'll draw the right knee in, squeezing it with the right hand. And then slowly opening the right knee. And then taking the shin so it's parallel to the floor. And taking hold of the ankle or that shin. And bringing the left hand to the left thigh. So we're finding flower pose. And then just releasing that ankle. We'll ground through the right foot this time. Drawing the left knee in. And then when you feel stable, drawing it open. And again, taking the shin parallel to the floor, drawing that leg behind. And finding some stability. And then release. Giving the legs a shake. And then coming down onto the knees. We'll find camel pose, so you may wish to have a block. We'll bring the left hand behind. Inhale as we sweep the right arm to the sky, and either staying on the heels or lifting the bottom, squeezing the glutes, taking the heart up to the sky. Making sure there's no lower back pain. And then slowly lowering down. This time bringing the right hand behind. Inhale as we sweep the left arm to the sky. Chest up. And option to squeeze the glutes and lift. And then slowly lowering. Just moving your block to one side and then sweeping the legs out in front. You can use your block again for Navasana. So if you wish, you can squeeze the block between the knees. And then taking shins parallel or extending the legs. And we're really engaging the inner thigh. Navel to spine. And really focusing on the breath. And then bringing the feet down. Popping your block to one side. And then slowly lengthening the legs and finding a forward fold. So you can allow the spine to round, dropping chin to chest. And just allowing all the muscles along the spine to lengthen. And then slowly rolling all the way up. And then taking the left knee wide, bringing the sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. And then turning over the extended leg and folding forwards. Trying to keep the spine nice and long. So leading forwards with the heart. And then coming up, bringing the right hand to the inside of the right leg. We'll inhale the left hand to the sky and then exhale, finding a side bend. Option to come onto the forearm, keeping chest open. And then inhale to bring you back up. Bringing that left hand behind you. And then inhale, sweeping the right arm overhead and lifting the hips to find a wild thing. Taking the heart to the ceiling if you can. Pushing the hips high. And then slowly lowering down. And finding Janushasana on the other side. So left leg lengthens. Sole of the right foot to the inside of the leg. And again, creating a nice long spine. And then coming up, left hand to the inside of the left leg. Inhale the right hand to the sky and exhale. Again, keeping the chest nice and open. And inhale to bring you back up, placing the right hand behind you. And then inhale as we sweep the left arm overhead, pushing hips to the sky. And then slowly lowering down, lengthening both legs, and then finding your block again. We'll shift the bottom forwards and roll all the way onto the spine, and then we'll come into a supported bridge, so finding your level, whether that be here, here or here, just making sure it's comfortable for your spine, and placing it onto the sacrum, so that nice flat triangular bone. Taking the palms up. And just enjoying the sensation of being supported. Softening the belly to allow the rise and fall with each breath. And taking the gaze inwards, tuning into your inner world. you're ready, pushing into the feet to lift the hips, remove your block and slowly roll all the way down. Drawing knees to chest and just rocking left to right. Giving the back a massage. And then taking nice big circles, so drawing the knees apart and then bringing them together. And then taking them back the other way. And then drawing the left knee towards the chest, lengthening the right leg along the mat. And taking some ankle circles, scrunching the toes. And then using the right hand, drawing the knee across the chest and finding a spinal twist. So trying to anchor that left shoulder blade to the mat. And then rolling onto the back. Drawing the right knee in this time, lengthen the left leg. Again, taking those ankle circles, scrunching the toes. Working any air out of the joints. And then drawing the knee across the chest. Finding your spinal twist. Again, anchoring down that shoulder blade. And then rolling onto the back. And finding a full body stretch. So pointing the toes, pushing the palms away, lengthening through the ribs, the belly, shrugging shoulders to the ears. And then drawing both knees in towards the chest, hugging them in and rocking left to right. And then finding a full body stretch again, pointing through the toes. And then taking the feet wide, bringing the palms facing up beside you and finding Shavasana. So taking up as much space on your mat as you can. Letting go of the breath. Softening the belly. Releasing through the jaw, parting the lips. Softening any tension through the forearms, the palms of the hands. And feeling the body sinking further into the earth with each exhale. Just enjoying a couple more minutes of stillness. And beginning to take slightly deeper breaths. Slowly beginning to wake the body up. And when you're ready, rolling onto one side and pausing there for a couple of breaths. And when you're ready, coming up to find a seated position, keeping the eye gaze down or the eyes closed, bringing hands to heart center, and we'll seal our practice with an Om. So when you're ready, inhale. And slowly coming back into the room. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this Capricorn New Moon flow. I will see you again soon.